Hello, dear friends. I welcome you all to the kitchen with Lillian. And today, before we jump into my new dish that I'm going to share with you, first of all, I'd like to tell you that I have this wonderful t-shirt with my beloved Don Pepas, and it's available for sale at the store Russian with Puma Messi. I'll feature the link under the video. It would be so nice if you really like my cat, if you think that this cat has a room in your closet, that by all means, please help yourself with this gorgeous t-shirt. And if the t-shirt is not your cup of tea, then I have a cup actually for you. I have this beautiful mug. My mug is in blue, but if you go to the Russian with Puma Messi store, you can choose black, red, or blue with this print. This is the only print available at this moment. I am definitely planning on bringing in more designs, but for now I'm so excited that I have some merchandise, and this mug of course became my favorite mug. It sits on my desk when I'm working, and it's in my kitchen also. So now we're done with the introduction of my merchandise. I really would appreciate if you buy it. And now let me put on my miracle apron, that makes my dishes delicious. And this is the Russian apron. And I know that Linda Linda can make these beautiful aprons as well, and maybe she is going to make one for me, and I'll purchase that. We'll continue talking on the subject. So what are we going to do today? Today we're going to be making not a Russian dish. The dish that we are going to make today, it's actually a Georgian dish. But no, it's not from the state of Georgia, the United States of America. It's from a country, Georgia. And it used to be the Soviet Republic. And we used to live in one big country. The name of that country was the Soviet Union. And the cuisine was interchangeable. It traveled throughout that vast country. And that's why this Georgian dish that I'm going to share with you today was very popular on the entire territory of the Soviet Union. And my mom made a wonderful dish like that. And recently I kind of feel I miss my mom, and I dreamt about her the other day, and I woke up and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to cook this dish and dedicate it to my mom, who is no longer with us for a long time. She passed away in 1992. Anyway, Georgian dish. It's a Georgian dish, and the name is Chakhohbili. 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 And since we have this wonderful ending ili, ili, it means it's Georgian. Chakhohbili. Chakhohbili. And I was told that the Billy, or some type of this word Chakhohbili, means pheasant in Georgian, but of course pheasants no longer being cooked, and they became they turn into chicken. And for this I decided to buy, it's better to buy a whole chicken rather than you're going to buy little pieces, breast, because you need a whole chicken. So I bought this organic chicken, and it's a Georgian dish. We're going to have plenty of onions, actually 2 huge onions. Then I'm going to have about 7 or 8 cloves of garlic. I have bell peppers. I will have the main ingredient for this dish is going to be tomatoes, so 4 tomatoes. And then of course we are going to have lots of cilantro and lots of parsley, because without greens this is not a dish. Chakhohbili. Chakhohbili. So in a nutshell, It's a chicken stew, but it's a chicken stew with the taste of that wonderful region in the Caucasus Mountains, and that's why it has lots of greens. And that cilantro actually came to the Russian cuisine from the Caucasus Mountains, and the smell of cilantro, it means it's Georgian or Armenian dishes. And again, since it used to be one big huge country, that's why the dishes are very very popular, and they were just popular on the territory of the former Soviet Union. Because what I'm going to because one of these days we are definitely going to do a pilaf that is very famous in the Central Asian countries, and it's also very very popular in Russia. Those of you who are watching I am Puma channel, you know that Sasha makes a very good pilaf, and probably eventually the time would come when I'm going to make that pilaf as well. So without any further ado, we're going to get ready. I'm going to cut chicken and I'll get back to you. Meanwhile, on my stove, I have a Dutch oven over here, and it's better to be cooked in the Dutch oven. This is the best pot for that Chakhohbili stew. And I'm going to take care of chicken, and then we will move over there and I'll show it to you how the process begins, the inception of our process. So how long does it take to make this dish? Depends on the age of your chicken. The younger your chicken is, the quicker it becomes tender. How do we serve it? We serve it sometimes over rice or pasta. Depends what you want. Or you just buy naan bread or something like that, and you have it also just without anything. Or you can have it as a soup. And I totally forgot to tell you that Georgian spices, they're being sold in all Russian stores. These are Georgian spices that I'm going to add into this soup. I bought it at a Russian store that we have over here, and I bought it especially when I plan to cook Georgian soup harcho or Chakhohbili. Then I really need to have this khmeli suneli, and this is khmeli suneli, and it has what does it have? It has coriander, hot red pepper, turmeric, basil, sweet red pepper, mint, bay leaf, salt. It has all those wonderful ingredients that also kind of add a unique and regional flavor to this dish. Wow, that was not an easy task to cut that chicken. It's been a while since I devoured or chopped it apart, took it apart, the entire chicken. So use your kitchen scissors, use your knives, make sure that they are sharp, but the piece is supposed to be literally that little. I mean, you have to have lots of smaller pieces of your chicken, and that's how it's made, because the chicken stew supposed to be to have small pieces. Now we start chopping our vegetables, and first goes onion and garlic, and we're going to send them in a pot. Again, the real Chakhohbili, they would tell you that you cut your onion finely chop your onions. I am used to doing my half rings, and I am not changing it for Chakhohbili either, because it's Lillian's kitchen and I have my own modifications. So again, if you have any preferred way to chop in your onions, or if you use your kitchen processor, whatever is more convenient for you. I'm going to cut my garlic as well with my knife today. Not going to use the garlic press because it could be larger pieces. You don't have to be concerned about it because they go in from the very beginning to the pot. We are here on this side of my stove. I'm turning it on high and I add my avocado oil. Be generous. And we are sending our onion and garlic into the Dutch oven. And we are waiting until it starts simmering and turning gold. We have it over high and it's already smells with garlic and onion. The moment it starts turning a little bit brown, I'm going to send in chicken. That's a huge chicken. I wanted to use a smaller pan, a smaller pot, but then I said, okay, I'm going to use this one. And I guess I did it correctly. It's the right size of my pot. Let's stir it. See, my piece is quite large. The chicken was huge and the pieces are quite large. I let it sit frying. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to do our tomatoes and peppers. Those are organic tomatoes. Again, if you have fresh vegetables, is half of the success of your dish. They will tell you that you have to skin it, you have to peel, you have to rinse them with the boiled water in order for the skin to come out. I love skin on my tomatoes. I don't follow that step of the recipe. It's my adaptation of the popular recipe, and I also don't dice them. I slice it in large pieces. Those tomatoes, they are delicious. They are sweet and delicious. I bought them at farmers market. One of the pluses to live in California that you always have fresh produce, and that produce is second to none. And if you have your own orchards, you are so lucky too, because if you go grocery shopping at your supermarket, you won't be able to find delicious vegetables. They're all hothouse grown, and I don't know whether they have any nutrients that they're supposed to have originally. Okay, let's take those. Let's see how our chicken is doing. It's boiling. Wow. It's tough to manipulate it within the pot, and not all the pieces get to the bottom to get fried. And here is my assistant in the kitchen, Don Pepas. If you thought that he is not here, he is. He's drinking his water and supervising the process, making sure that I use the entire chicken. And of course, yes, done Pepas. Thank you so much. Your appearance was very, very nice. I think it's time for my tomatoes to go over here, because since I have too much of a chicken, it's going to be better if we cover it with water rather sooner than later, so all the pieces could start simmering in the broth. And for that, let's add my tomatoes. Tomatoes will bring calmness to the process because they're so juicy, and the dish will get the juice. Okay, while my tomatoes over there, let's do bell peppers. The different colors of pepper going to make this dish even more attractive. We are done with all the chopping. The majority, of course, was for chicken, and that was a hell of a job. It's much quieter now. Now I even wish I had a bigger pot. I didn't expect this chicken to be so big. And I wanted to use another Le Creuset pan, thinking that the shallow pan would suffice, and I'm so happy that I've decided to switch to this Dutch oven. Okay. And that's why I will need to keep this chicken covered with water. I'm going to add water and let it start cooking. Covered in water. So the moment it's going to boil, we'll take care of seasoning. And for right now, it's going to sit. Then we'll come back for seasoning, and I'll add the first part of our herbs, and the second part of the herbs will go at the end of the process. But meanwhile, everything in the pot is cooking. I don't, the pot doesn't need me anymore because the heat is going to do its wonderful, miraculous job, that in an hour we're going to have a wonderful, fresh, delicious meal. If you're going to read a recipe somewhere on the internet, they will tell you also finely chopped the greens. You have half a cup finely chopped cilantro, half a cup finely chopped parsley. We're going to do chopping that I give you, but it's not going to be that fine. It's just going to be chopped. And because I don't mind having large leaves in the dish, I wish you could be here and smell it. Cilantro is just out of this world. I also bought a very fresh on the farmer's market. Okay, our herbs are ready, and one half I'll send to the pot in a little while, and the half of it I'm going to send to the pot at the very end. Let's see how it's doing. So right now I have the settings of the stove on 6.5, between 6 and 7 out of 9. And our stew, Chakhohbili, is about to boil. I'm going to begin with this Khmeli Suneli, the very special one, the special Georgian spices that being sold worldwide. And again, I told you it's coriander, hot red pepper, basil, turmeric, sweet red pepper, mint, bay leaf. And they say that I need to have about a spoon of it. I'm going to have a little bit less. It does contain some salt, so keeping that in mind, I'm going to be careful with my salt. We need paprika. We need red chili pepper and black pepper. Okay, I guess we are done with our spices. Seasoning is complete. Well, let's take a look how our chicken looks in this pot. Okay, this is our Chakhohbili. Look, it's simmering very nicely. I brought it on down. Right now it's on slow heat, on low heat, and it's time for us to add our first part of our herbs. And the herbs, I told you that the herbs are our parsley and cilantro. So the first part goes in. And I'm leaving the tops of our leaves for adding later. Look at this. Look at this. It looks so pretty. It's getting ready. Look, it's getting pretty and pretty, pretty and pretty. Tomatoes gave us their color. Garlic, I can smell garlic and onion and chicken. It smells so good. I wish you guys can share that smell with me. It's really very nice. We are about 30 minutes into the cooking process, boiling process. We are going to let it simmer for another 30 minutes or so, and then it will be ready. Look at this. Don't you like it? It looks so good. Now it looks like real Chakhohbili, real, that delicious dish. Let me, now since the pieces got smaller and you can stir it nicely, and this is your chicken stew, Chakhohbili, Georgian dish. in California. Plenty of it. So a little bit of more simmering and it's going to be ready, ready, ready. It's so beautiful. Tastes good. And the rest of the herbs, send them to the pot and we are all ready. That's how it looks. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is our chicken stew, Georgian chicken stew, Chakhohbili. Simmering, looks very nice. It's beautiful. It's really very, very beautiful. And look at this. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Chakhohbili, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Chakhohbili. Well, dear friends, another wonderful project, Chakhohbili. We cooked Chakhohbili, beautiful Georgian dish today. This is chicken stew and it smells very good. It turns out to be really delicious. This is hot, delicious, very, very tasty, very hearty because we have a season now and this is going to be your wonderful winter dish. Please let me know in the comments down below if you decide to cook it. And if you cook it, then let me know how it turned out. I'm sure that it's going to be delicious because you can't go wrong with all those ingredients. The chicken Chakhohbili is going to turn up so nicely. So this was our wonderful, wonderful dish. This is our Chakhohbili. And you were in the kitchen with Lillian. That was our wonderful project together. I hope you liked the video. Please like it. Please subscribe. I really would appreciate your support. Thank you so much and bon appetit.